Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 542 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. You're awesome for being here. Thank you so much. And thank you for listening and sharing. The goal is to make the world a better place 10 minutes at a time. And sometimes that's really all it takes. And we are doing that together, you and me. So thank you. I love you guys. All right. So this last week, I was talking to my big sister on the phone. And she told me that she was just feeling awful. She thought she had shingles again, which to me didn't make a lot of sense because you really rarely get shingles twice, and she'd had it a few years ago. But she was convinced that's what she had, which was making her ultra miserable, because if you've ever had shingles, supposedly it's the most miserable thing. But as it turns out, she didn't have shingles. She must have gotten into fire ants. And so she immediately felt so much better knowing it wasn't shingles. And she and I both were celebrating the idea that she had just gotten bit by fire ants instead of it being shingles. I laughed and sent her a text later and said, "Look at us celebrating you getting bitten by fire ants. Perspective is a funny thing." To which she laughed and said, "Very true." See, our perception is what formulates our general idea about the world, about what's going on at any given moment. My sister's perception that she had shingles was creating a really miserable situation that was almost unbearable for her. But as soon as she found out it was bites, not shingles, she felt better. Almost immediately. Her past experience with shingles caused her to slap that label on it, and fairly quickly, and basically putting that on her current situation. Now, the bites that she had were in a similar location to the shingles, which just added fuel to her labeling them shingles. And then all the fear and the pain and the misery she experienced the last time she had it were being replayed in her mind, so that now she was creating those things along with her, whatever was going on because of her labeling. Switching the diagnosis, though, to being a fire ant bite changed her perspective immediately. Fire ants are annoying and can be painful, but it's temporary and a lot less loaded. See, our brains are designed to notice patterns, and it kept our ancestors alive, but it tends to wreak havoc on our own lives every day. So my sister gets fire ant bites in the same location she had shingles years ago, and her brain screams, "Shingles!" due to pattern recognition. And now she's immediately worse off because of that label. Being aware of our pattern recognition helps us to be able to step back and do a little deeper assessment. My little sister Molly, when she was younger, probably around 10, my dad, and my brother-in-law got caught in a tornado while they were driving on the interstate and had to evacuate into a warehouse, which I don't know if that was safe, but they were all huddled into a bathroom in this warehouse and ended up being okay. But Molly was really traumatized from that. And the tornado didn't hit the building and things were fine. But now every time there's a storm where there's possible tornadoes, Molly freaks out and watches like 5 different news channels at once. She also calls everyone in the family and informs them of exactly where they are in the pathway of the tornadoes, getting everyone else worked up. I don't have to worry about watching the news because I know Molly's doing it for me. Recently, she had my parents in the closet, me in my half bath under my stairs, and my big sister in her master bedroom closet all at the same time because she was freaking us all out. But in her mind, every tornado situation is a crisis because that's what her brain tells her based on her previous experience. So we do this in a lot of situations throughout the day, just random things where we have these pattern recognitions or our perception is off. Maybe you're in line at the grocery store and the cashier barely looks up and grunts a hello, no smile at all. Your brain, trained by past experiences with friendly cashiers, labels this one as rude or having a bad attitude. So maybe you respond a little curtly, or maybe you don't even say thanks at the end. But what if they're just exhausted from a double shift, or maybe they just got really bad news, or maybe they're extra shy? So your pattern recognition pegged them as unfriendly, and it shaped how you treated them. A little cooler, a little less patient. When a little warmth, a little friendly, "How's your day going?" might have flipped the whole vibe. Or maybe another example, you move into a new area and the neighbor brings over cookies and she's very friendly and she waves every day asking how you're settling in. But your brain was burned by someone who was, in the past, you were burned by someone who was too friendly. They turned out to be nosy or pushy or gossipy. So you, with this new neighbor, keep your distance and you only give one-word answers, maybe not even waving back at all. Your pattern recognition makes them out to be a possible threat, so you keep them at arm's length rather than being friendly back. So we never know what's going on in other people's lives or what their prior experiences were. We had a neighbor once who never waved, never even said hello. Even when you would wave directly to them, there was no response. I mean, we just thought she was the worst person ever. Well, come to find out, her son had killed himself in her bedroom in that house, and she is the one that found him and has never been the same since. Now, we would have never known that, but another neighbor told us to explain why she may seem rude. See, labels and perceptions and pattern recognitions, these are all natural human tendencies for a brain left on autopilot. Awareness allows you to recognize how the label is possibly making things worse, or how the perception could be way off, and how your prior experience could be the reason you're responding in the way that you are. The more aware you become, the more you see why the ideas we have about other people have more to do with us than other people. I mean, our worldview is a filter in which we see everything and everyone. Being aware of it allows us to take a step back and ask, is there another way I can look at this? Or is it possible my worldview is skewing this? Both of these questions allow for an awareness that there is more than one way to see anything. My challenge to you today is to evaluate your worldview. Are there pattern recognitions you can notice for yourself? Is there anything you're labeling in a way that makes it seem worse? And could your perception be skewed by prior experience? We all do it, but like Wayne Dyer says, change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. Share this with 3 people who you label as awesome. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days.
Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.